Travelers, Jess here from Elevation Travel. I have come to talk about the Voyages cruise that I'm hosting next summer and answer all your questions. Sometimes reading words on a screen kind of just, so I thought I would introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. Again, my name is Jessica. I own Elevation Travel. I have been doing this 6 years. I'm a cruise fanatic. But yeah, I wanted to do this for a couple of reasons. I wanted a fun way to meet you all, number one. I wanted to go on Virgin Voyages for a while now. I do have a cruise booked in July, going to the places that I am advertising for the cruise next summer, so I can get an inside look for all of us, in case you're interested. And also, it's adults only. I'm so excited to experience an adults only cruise line. I'm going to answer all the questions I've been getting in this video. I'm going to talk about pricing. I'm going to talk about deposits, what happens if you get seasick, all of those things. If you're a first-time cruiser, this is also the video for you. I will kind of go over what to expect as far as the planning, booking, and what happens when you get on the cruise, just in a little bit of a nutshell. So, when is this cruise? The cruise is going to be June 12th through the 16th of 2024. I picked this date so that way we'd all have time to find a babysitter, find a pet sitter, ask off from work, and save up. So, there are other dates. You can obviously take a Virgin Voyages cruise, so if that date doesn't work for you and you already know that, I'll be more than happy to book you on a different sailing. But this is just the cruise that I am hosting. So let's get into that. What does that mean, Jess? What does that mean you're hosting it? So that just means I'm hoping to go with y'all unless my Hawaii trip gets booked within that time frame, but I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping to go with you, meet some of you, and that just essentially means that I am taking care of all the planning, all the booking, all the reminders for you, especially if you're a first timer, and answering all your questions just to have someone in your corner. That's what hosting means. I'm taking on all the responsibility. That way you can just rest easy and relax knowing you have a fun adults only cruise coming up next year. That's all that means. The ship is the Valiant Lady on Virgin Voyages. Again, this is an adults only ship. This is an adults only cruise line. So no children under the age of 18. If you are 18 and up, you are more than welcome to come. There is no vaccine requirement, no flu vaccine, no COVID vaccine, and there's no passport requirement. So you don't have to have any of those things to set sail with us in the summer. Passports make things 10 times easier when you check in and go through customs and all that stuff, especially coming back into the country. But you don't have to have it. You just need your ID and your birth certificate. You have to have your original birth certificate. You cannot have a photograph of it. You cannot have a Xerox copy of it. It has to be with the state seal on your birth certificate. So those are the two things that you're gonna have to have. ID, birth certificate, non-negotiable. Vaccines, not required. Passport, not required, but it definitely helps. If you bring your passport, you don't have to have your birth certificate, so keep that in mind. I'm going to get into deposits and pricing, but I just wanna let y'all know this is just as of today's video. This does not mean 6 months from now, if you watch this video, the pricing will be the same. Cruise prices do change. The only way to lock in your rate is to place a deposit. If the rate goes down and they have room in your stateroom category, I will rebook that rate for you and get you the lower price so we can save some money. So don't worry about booking too early. If you do book 120 days or less before the cruise, all of the amount is due up front. If you book before then, you can make payments up until 120 days. There is not a set payment schedule. This is not Afterpay. This is not Zezzle or whatever it's called. You let me know what card to charge and how much, and I'll do that. I'll send it to Virgin Voyages and you'll be all good to go. You don't have to pay a certain amount every month. If you choose to pay the same amount every month, you can do that. And you don't have to pay every month. If you just want to make the deposit and then wait, you can. Again, I'm gonna throw a lot of information out to you. So if you need to go back and rewatch, please do so. Also, if you do have any questions, please reach out to me. I wanna make sure you are getting the most correct and valid and up-to-date information. Asking Joe Schmo that heard about the cruise may not know exactly what they're talking about, and that's part of my job, is to know what I'm talking about. No money comes to me whatsoever. You will see that Virgin Voyages is on your card statement. I did post the pricing in the Facebook group, but I'll go back over it here in a minute. What's going to be included on this cruise, Jess? I don't know what this amount of money that you told me in the Facebook group is going to get me. So let me tell you. So it's going to include gratuities, so you're not having to tip your waiter, your bartender, your stateroom cleaning person. You're not gonna have to tip any of those people. Gratuities are included in your price. Wi-Fi is included in your price, which is super exciting because it's usually not on most cruises. Your food is going to be included. Your ship activities and entertainment is going to be included. Your fitness classes are going to be included, and your essential beverages like standard tea, coffee, soda, and your water is going to be included. But Jess, I want to party. I want to have unlimited beverages. I want to do all the fun things. Virgin Voyages has a $300 prepaid bar tab you can purchase in advance to put toward alcoholic beverages. They don't have an unlimited drink package, but their drink prices are fairly reasonable compared to other cruise lines, so you're not having to spend as much for a beverage. If you need drink prices, let me know. I can get those to you, but you can purchase that, and sometimes they even give you an extra $50 or so just on them as a thank you for pre-purchasing that bar tab. If you're not pre-purchasing that bar tab, you'll just pay by the drink and it'll charge the card as you go. All of these things you can see in your stateroom, or if you go to Sailor Services, they will have a list of everything that you spend on board. They have a tattoo parlor. Yes, they have a tattoo parlor. That is not included. They have a spa, which is also not included. So those sorts of things obviously won't be included in your cruise price, but if you get on board and you don't want to spend any more money than what you've already paid to Virgin Voyages, you don't have to. So I was just letting you know. But if you do choose to get a thermal suite pass to the spa one day, or you decide to get a tattoo, or you decide to gamble, all of those things are going to be extra, of course. But the activities, the parties, there's going to be a pajama party. They have Scarlet Night. They have all kinds of fun events that are included. They'll have comedy shows and all kinds of things to keep us busy. So all that stuff is included. Virgin Voyages does not have a buffet. They have more or less a food court that has different things. And a server will come to your table and you can order on the app and they'll bring it to you and all kinds of stuff. I am going on the Scarlet Lady next month, and I am going to Key West and Bimini, so I can bring y'all along and you can see firsthand what Virgin Voyages is going to be like next year. Scarlet Lady is a sister ship to Valiant Lady, which is the ship that is going to be in 2024. So there aren't that many differences between them. The rooms look the same. The ship overall looks the same. So keep an eye out for that vlog coming out in August, because I'm going at the end of July, but keep an eye out. That way you can see firsthand of what to expect. Trying to think of anything else before I get into the pricing. I can't tell you what room to get or not to get, especially if you're a first-time cruiser. If you are claustrophobic, I don't recommend an inside room. There's not even a window for you to look at. But other than that, if you're like, I'm not gonna be in a room that much, I'll just take the cheapest one. Even that logic is sometimes not good, just because you don't know if you're going to be in the room or not, especially if you've never cruised before. So it really just kind of depends on who you're going with and how they feel comfortable. I have posted pictures and stateroom tours on the Facebook group. If you are not part of the Facebook group, please comment down below so I can add you, or I can just send you the link on all the things you need to know. There is a ship tour up as well, and feel free to YouTube the Valiant Lady, Virgin Voyages, the stateroom types on your own. There are going to be good reviews, there are going to be bad reviews, there's going to be mixed reviews, just like anything else. So if you have a question, please feel free to reach out to me. I am certified with Virgin Voyages, not just to sell, but I did a lot of continuing education with them to know about their brand, about their company, about how their cruise works, because they do operate very differently than Royal Caribbean or Carnival does. And if I don't know the answer, I will get on the phone with Virgin Voyages and get a direct answer from the source. So please, please, please just reach out to me if you have a question. You have up until February 2024 to make your final payment. Deposit is due at time of booking to hold your room. I have to have those names and all the personal information of everybody going with you and the money for the deposit in order to hold your room. So let's say room 205. I have to have person A and person B's personal information and person A and person B's money for their deposit to hold room 205. I cannot take Cash App. I cannot take Venmo. I cannot take Apple Pay and place my card on file for your room. I can't do it. If you all want to make the process easier, you're more than welcome to Venmo, Cash App, whatever, each other, and just have one person pay the deposit. If not, I am able to take more than one card. If you have not booked with me before, the process is really, really simple. You'll just let me know that you're going. I'll say, great, I'll send you an email requiring everything I need to send to Virgin Voyages to get you all set up. Again, that's gonna be your main personal information and your payment information. I'm gonna send that over to Virgin Voyages. They're gonna send me a confirmation and I'm gonna send you that confirmation. My poor baby. So I'm gonna send you a confirmation of room 205. Payments, Jess, what about payments? How much do I owe every single month? The beauty of this is that as long as you pay your full balance before February 2024, and I'll give you a specific date, but as long as you pay it before February 2024, you don't have to pay on it every single month. This isn't Afterpay or Zelle or whatever those programs are. You just let me know how much and when you want to pay. So if you want to pay $50 every month, we can do that. If you want to pay $200 one month and $50 another month or whatever, just let me know what card to charge and how much to tell Virgin Voyages to charge your card for. You just have to be able to have it all paid for by February of 2024. If you have a payment related question, I also am the person to go to. I'm gonna jump in this pricing real quick. I hate talking money, I hate it. But I just wanted to let y'all know this is the current pricing as of today, which is June 8th, 2023. Pricing can go up and pricing can go down. You are not locked in a rate until you place a deposit and you've paid in full. If you lock in a rate and the rate lowers and you haven't paid in full, I'm more than likely able to get you, if there's room to be had, I'm more than likely able to get you that lower rate after you've placed that deposit. If that protects everybody. So don't be worried about what if the rate lowers like 6 months from now. I've already paid, $2,500 and now it's $2,000. Like I've overpaid by $500 than my friend. It's going to be okay. More than likely, if the ship hasn't sold out and you haven't paid in full, I'm just gonna make a couple calls and see if I can get that rate lowered for you. There isn't going to be a last minute cruise deal. I know that cruise lines and theme parks and all kinds of stuff like to advertise in flights last minute deal, but you're picking from the bottom barrel of staterooms and cabins that nobody wanted for as much as the cruise line can get away with charging, because you are in a spot now, you are last minute. And when I say last minute, I mean the February 2024. Last minute doesn't necessarily mean the month before, the week before, 2 months before. It's going to be further out than you think it is in cruise world. So first time cruisers, if for whatever reason you just want to keep putting that off, I would not recommend it. Just because if you know you can get the time off in a sitter or a pet sitter or whatever, go ahead and place your deposit. That applies to anybody, just because the ship will fill up, and as it fills up, they can charge more money for the rooms that they have left. And when I say that to people, they're like, oh yeah, you're right. And it's true. I personally know this from experience. I didn't take my advice once, and I paid out for a room that I shouldn't have, because it was still 3 months before the cruise was supposed to happen, and it was just almost double the price. And it never lowered. It actually went up more as the time approaches. So please keep that in mind. I actually had a client on a different cruise line who paid $2,100 for 3 people for a week last year for a cruise, and I went to check for a lower rate last week. That cruise was $5,000 now for the same cabin type, for the same cruise, the same dates for the 3 people. $5,000. And the cruise is still not until this December, which is insane. So guys, please trust me when I say, if you know you're going or you know you think you can get the time off, place the deposit, because it will lock in that rate that's current, that I'm about to tell you. Okay, so let's get into rates because I'm ready to get this over with. Okay, so the rates are posted in the Facebook group and I will update them if they change, but these are the rates as of today. I'm going to say per person based off 2 people in a cabin. So stateroom type number 1 in the inside room, which is no porthole, no balcony, is going to be $982 per person. The deposit on that is $166.10 per person. That $166 will come off of that $982 and you'll have that amount left to pay until February 2024. So the $166 is not in addition to the $982, it will subtract from the $982. And this will be for all deposits and all totals per person. The deposit comes out of the total price per person. The sea view, which is the porthole / window room, will be $1,162 a person. That's $1,162 per person. And the deposit is $202.60 per person. Essentially, to figure this out, the deposit is going to be 20% of the room cost. That's what it's going to be. The sea terrace / balcony with the hammock, I'm so excited about the hammock, is going to be $1,364 per person, or $1,364 per person, with a $243 per person deposit. If you're cruising alone, they have special cabins just for you. That cabin is $1,567 and the deposit is $283.60. If you want to cruise with a buddy and you're cruising alone, let me know. I can pair up some people. That way we get the $982 per person versus the $1,567 per person. Again, these are based off 2 people per cabin. If you have 3 or 4, that pricing is going to change. Your deposit will change also. So please message me if you have 3 to 4 people going and not just 2, because that is just the easiest way to divide it up, is by the 2, because that's just what the cruise line goes off of. You can have up to 4 people in a room for most staterooms, except for obviously the solo cabin. That's just going to be for 1 person. Again, these rooms are linked in the Facebook group. Or if you're just interested in one type, just message me and I'll send you a room tour. I do hope to get my own room tours done in July for y'all. I'm hoping some crazy people will let me film their stateroom. I'm actually in a sea terrace in July, so I hope to get a sea view and an inside room filmed for you, so that way you can see it from someone that you know or virtually know. And if you have any concerns, also let me know. Again, reach out if you want that cancellation policy. I do have to have your personal and payment info to book your cabin 205. First time cruisers, if you're afraid you're gonna get seasick, they do make seasick patches you put behind your ear, or they make seasick bracelets. You're more than welcome to bring Dramamine or whatever motion sickness medicine you would like. I would not apply one of those seasick patches, bracelets, or take the medicine until you know that you are not, or until you know that you're actually gonna be seasick once you're already there. Just some advice. But if you would like to bring it, let me know and I can recommend certain things that my clients like to bring if they get seasick. Also, safety. How do I know I'm gonna be safe? How will someone get in touch with me? I'm leaving my kids behind. What's gonna happen? Good news, we have Wi-Fi included. Also, you will have a stateroom phone. I can provide you the ship number, and then that you give your loved ones the cabin number, and then they can get in contact with you. Obviously, you're gonna have signal in Key West, Florida, and we're gonna have Wi-Fi in the Bahamas because it's included on the island. So if someone needs to get in touch with you, they can. So don't freak out about leaving your kiddos or your pets, or even sneaking in that work phone call that we all do sometimes while you're on vacation. People can get in touch with you, so don't worry about that. If you're a first-time cruiser and you're worried about what to expect, basically, whenever it gets all paid off, I'm going to also send out when we can start booking things on the app, like dinner reservations, lunch reservations, excursions, all of that stuff. I'm going to just send out a whole mass thing to people who are actually going. That way we can get all on the same page, because not everybody's going to be doing the same thing, but I want to make sure everybody's doing what they want to do. Again, this is not going to be a whole group cruise where we're all doing the same thing at the same time. Cruising is what you make of it. So if you just want to work out the whole time, work out the whole time. If you just want to rest and read a book for 4 days, rest and read a book for 4 days. If you want to see all the shows, I'll help you reserve all the shows. If you want to sleep all day and party all night, I will help you do that too. So my job is to make this as seamless as possible. I hope to give every cabin some sailor loot or onboard credit to spend to have some drinks on me or buy souvenirs just as a thank you for booking with me. So I'm really excited to bring that to y'all as well. Again, this is adults only, so there's not going to be curated activities for the family. I'm not saying this is going to be raunchy all the time or anything like that. I'm just saying that the toned down comedy shows are not going to be a thing. There's not going to be separate viewings of, you know, the toned down stuff. If you've cruised before, you know what I'm talking about. So we're reporting out of Miami. We drive to a lot of cruise ports from Knoxville, even though it's a 10 to 12 hour drive. We do make those because I pack a lot. I'm not paying baggage fees. But also because if we do fly, we fly in the day before. We don't want to have a flight delayed or a flight canceled at the last minute and us miss the ship. So if you do choose to fly, I do work with all the major airlines, including, including the budget ones like Spirit or Allegiant or whatever. But I do want to let you know that you should plan on flying in the day before. That way you're all set and ready to go for the next day. If you're driving, I'm sure that we can come up with a carpool maybe, if you all live around the same thing, especially if you're cruising alone. So, but we can work all of that out later. But if you do choose to fly, please take my advice and fly in the day before. It'll save you so much stress and so much of a headache of worrying about if you're going to get there on time, especially if we all know that airlines like to cancel. And I don't want you to miss the ship, because if you miss the ship, they're not going to give you your money back. So if you miss the ship, you miss the ship. That's another thing. What happens if I get left behind? Will the ship leave me behind? Well, probably not on the private beach club at Bimini. And I wouldn't see any reason why you're going to miss the ship. Usually they do have some sort of grace period. I know we've all seen pier runners on YouTube and on TikTok. But as long as you get there within, 5-10 minutes, I don't really think they're gonna leave you necessarily, but try to be back on board the ship 30 minutes before the all aboard time. That will be posted everywhere. It will be on your app. It will be posted everywhere on the ship, so you can't really forget it. So I wouldn't even be worried about that. It is a cashless ship, so you'll have a C-band that you charge your credit card on file to. It'll be your room key. It'll be all this stuff. It'll be a way for you to get off the ship and get back on the ship. If you do choose to pay for your cruise all up front, you do get a 10% discount before that 120-day mark. So that's really, really cool. Quick recap, 3 different stateroom types inside Seaview Sea Terrace. I can't tell you which one's gonna be the best for you. You just kind of have to make that decision, or whatever your friends think. The other thing is no vaccine requirement, no passport, but a passport definitely helps. Again, thank you all for the last 6 years of support, and please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It means the world to me. I want to get out actual information. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber by any means, but I feel like this helps out a lot of my clients if they can see my adventures firsthand, or they could just turn this on and listen to it or watch it, more so than reading in a Facebook group. If you join the Facebook group, that does not mean you are locked in to go on the cruise. You don't have to be in the Facebook group even if you want to go on the cruise. It's just a way for everybody to get on the same page. Please add your friends and family. If you aren't interested in the cruise but you know someone who might, please also share the Facebook group that I will have linked down below, and also please share this video. I am hoping to get a lot of people on this, and I'm hoping that this will be a way for me to meet everybody. Again, this is not going to be a everybody does the same thing kind of deal. Everybody has the free reign to do whatever they want. I just want one group picture because I think it would be really cool for all of us to get together and do a group picture. So thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.